Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Today I welcome you again to the Needle Drop setup. Today we about to go over the Drake versus Kendrick Lamar beef. Who really won? I think as a disclaimer, I'm not about to go over like each and every song in detail. I'm just probably gonna give like a general overview and basically give a point awarded based off of my personal opinion. Like down in the comments if you feel like somebody else should get this round, or this person says something that should give them a bit more credibility to winning the round, just leave it in the comments. I'll read it. I'll probably respond because like it should be an open dialogue with this topic. This is like the first rap beef I've ever been in where people were asking for proof, and I think it was like based off of the allegations that both sides were making, and because of that, that's why I say it's either we're gonna treat all things as all true, or all things as all false. For right now, like I'll still go over them basically throughout as I get to each and every song. But I do want to say, like, I treat everything as all false. Like, I'm not about to sit here and be like, well, Kendrick's beating his wife. Kendrick was beating his wife or his girlfriend because Drake, they're not married. So he was beating his girlfriend up. But, you know, Kendrick Lamar said he had a girlfriend. Had a daughter, but where's the daughter? You know, we're not gonna do that either. We're gonna be like, okay, all this is true. So that makes, like, cause like a lot of times when you tell people on Twitter that, like, so Kendrick's beating his wife and all things are all true that we're treating it. Then Drake's a pedo. And they usually kind of like just kind of spiral out of control after that. So again, everything's all false. So the first, I guess it all starts with, I got like a little board set up over there, but I'm putting it on the screen. It starts with first person shooter. When I really listened to the song, I listened to each and every last song before I started recording this video. There was nothing really like big or major that could like kind of spark like a full-on personal rap feud based off the allegations. And again, I'm going over each and every song. I know like what happened and why it happened. Pretty much it's like who the big three is Kendrick, Arbor, and me, and you know, obviously all that was like competitive words, and Kendrick being a competitive person, he probably just, man, obviously like that comes out, fuck the big three, it's just big me, nigga, bum. Yeah, like that happens. Like that round, I'm doing like a buy-in round. They both can be equal. I just gave that to like that. I like that way better. Like that song. Like, and it's mostly just because like it's the Wayne beat. Like I know Wayne got that from another sample, but that fucking Wayne beat is a classic, man. Like I love when like artists in hip hop use those good old Wayne beats. Like, man. Then after that we go to 7-minute drill. Obviously I'm including J. Cole in this timeline because he's included in this rap beef. There's nothing really that I can really, I like wrote down some bars, notable, just like little bars just to have on the screen. There was nothing really like too crazy because obviously he apologized, so there's nothing really we can talk about. I guess another thing that you guys can comment, do you agree with the apology? To me, I don't, because I think it's competitive, and J. Cole a lot of times, he's like any rap, he has the braggadocious raps. Like, yeah, I think because like he knew where it was going, or somebody told him, that's why he just like stopped it. So that's probably why he ain't want like, you know, keep it going or nothing. So I guess that's why like I personally can like agree with Cole on that. That's the only reason. Other than that, if that wasn't like the main reason, like, and he just did it because like, as you say, it wasn't sitting right with the spirit or whatever. Like, for me, nah. J. Cole is like too good of an MC not to have gone through with that battle. Next we go into push-ups. Push-ups for me, it wasn't all that. I seen like, especially around this timeline, you have like a lot of leaks being leaked. And no, it wasn't really leaks. It was like AI songs. Like you get on there one day, you're trying to see like what's going on because you were glued to your timeline. Like I was going through finals and shit, like just glued to my phone. Like I had to pray in the morning, like, man, God, I hope I pass this test. But like you're sitting there, you hear the Kendrick leaks, you hear the Drake leaks, and you're like, man, I hope this ain't it. Because like when Push-Ups originally dropped, it was a different version, and people kind of called it trashing it. And I guess when it got mixed to mastered, that's when like, okay, it kind of like, and he confirmed that it was him. People kind of changed the tune. And I think that's why they had to drop it like with their links on their own personal channels or personal channels like Instagram stuff. Like Drake at first didn't. He waited like I think a week or two, and DJ Head, I think his name is on Twitter, who was in Kendrick's camp, was kind of calling him out like, hey, put your name behind, put a snap behind it, like that's you, not just AI. So Drake eventually did. That's this is when allegations started. This is when the rap beef starts getting personal, because Kendrick at this point, he didn't say anything. He hadn't said anything since Like That. So push-ups, obviously, that's he makes the top allegations. He makes the wife, the things with Whitney allegations. People at first it was like, oh, Whitney's cheating on him with a bodyguard or something like that. So like that's where all the allegations start. And then the end of the song, like obviously he has the Family Matters playing. And then Kendrick responds back to push-ups with Euphoria. Euphoria, it was like a big track and a lot to unpack. Like there's a lot going on in this song. Like one of the things like that are notable that people don't really talk about is why Kendrick tried to play Have You Ever, and why Drake didn't respond, because like Drake does have like a sexual assault case on his jacket that he tries to keep like as low profile as possible, because he did get into a situation. It wasn't an underage woman, but it was a woman that alleged that they had a child together, but she's not allowed. I think a part of like the agreement, because he settled, part of the agreement is she isn't allowed to talk about it. He does kind of answer Drake's claims on push-ups, because people kind of like try to make it seem like he wasn't answering Drake about the wife thing or about Top or anything, because like he shouts out Top in the song. And then I think he even in the same song he asks him. No, he doesn't ask. He just tells him, you're fabricating stories on the family front because you heard Mr. Morale, which does take place, which does obviously happen later on in the beat, that Drake did hear Mr. Morale and was getting some information from Mr. Morale. So Drake hears that, he creates his own interpretation, like anybody would. Like you hear lyrics, like they're not all set in stone. Sometimes like you hear things, I hear things, we gonna interpret it the way we want to. You know, sometimes we do need a fucking professor or something to just break that shit down to us. And he also asked Drake not to make the beef personal, because he saw where Drake was taking it. Like he just wanted an exhibition between them, not something that's like a full-on feud that obviously will turn into something else because of the way Drake was taking it. And I've just realized, you know, looking at my board, I skipped a song, because matter of fact, Drake released his Tailor Made freestyle before Euphoria. So I'm gonna edit this some type of way. I'm gonna edit it. But Drake releases Tailor Made freestyle. So with Tailor Made freestyle, you know, this is like, this song I love. It's polarizing. Some people like it, some people hate it because of Tupac and Snoop. No, not really Snoop, because of Tupac. But this is like, if we were to grade this battle in hindsight, Drake loses this round, possibly even, this might be like a point where like he could be like, if they were like even and then a split decision, this is where Drake would lose, because Tailor Made freestyle is obviously talk about him like in Young Girls. That's a gift from me. He's daring Kendrick to come outside. He has the Big Red Button song ready for him on the next one, which would be Family Matters. But he's just like, this is like his bait move to get Kendrick to respond. Obviously Kendrick responds when he wants to with Euphoria, but he just kept trying. Like he tried to get Kendrick to play his game, and Kendrick didn't. Like Kendrick made Drake play his game. Then after Euphoria comes, I think this was like his back-to-back release. He releases 616 in LA, and again, this is where like he's baiting Drake to play the Have You Ever game. Drake obviously doesn't play the Have You Ever game in this beef, like for obvious reasons. He doesn't want to play that shit, but he tries to get him to play it. Because there's like a lot of talking points between both parties that they ignore and just kind of respond just rapping wise. Because it's like, it's certain things you want to talk about and other things you don't want to talk about. Me personally, I like Taylor Made freestyle better than 16 in LA. When he's rapping, it's just like, he calls Drake a liar. Like, he does directly say that Drake's lying. So he is responding back to the things Drake's saying, but he's not responding back in the way people probably want him to be like, oh, just come out and say you're not beating Whitney or something. Like, he basically called the nigga a liar. I think Drake does call him a liar too. Like, both of them are claiming each other's line. So there's obviously the lie and the truth, and it's between them, and something somewhere in the middle between it. I mean, you know, he also claims Drake lost money trying to figure out things about him because Kendrick lives a boring life. In this round, I'm gonna give it to Taylor Made freestyle. I don't remember if I said it or not, but for the push-ups and Euphoria round, I'm easily giving that to Euphoria, because when you look at the push-ups versus Euphoria, it's like, in Euphoria you have a lot to unpack, but in push-ups it's like, what did he say to really be like, man, this is a motherfucking, this is the best diss song of all time, or something like that? It's like, he called the nigga short. He alleged that he had money issues. You know, he alleged that Top was taking 50 every time he released. Top was making him work with other people. What else was it? Oh, you're not in the big three. You're not in the big three anymore. Yeah, SZA and a bunch of, what it was, Travis Scott and 21 Savage and a bunch of other people who really can't rap on the level that Kendrick can. But it was just like, it was funny. But it was like, it's not really disses. Like, I think people were more satisfied with the fact he responded than anything. I think there were people kind of like afraid after the J. Cole thing that Drake wouldn't respond. Because I don't think people really like, as far as expectation wise, I don't think people kind of like expected Drake to really, I don't think people really expected Drake to win. Like, Drake fans expected Drake to win, but I don't think that was like the main event battle for like a lot of people. I think a lot of people would have been more interested in the Cole versus Kendrick thing, because those are like your actual lyricists. Like, Drake is an amazing songwriter. He ain't the best lyricist in the world. Like, for like small-minded people and people who just like the simpler things in life, like, yeah, Drake's your guy. Like, Drake's killing everybody in that aspect. I can see why push-ups would definitely be Euphoria, because you don't fucking have to go on Google and research a bunch of that shit. Like, you don't have, I didn't know what the fuck a V12 machine was. I didn't know what that shit was. But anyway, next song is Family Matters. It might be day free. Man, that song was cool. It was cool. It was definitely a good song. It was a good song. The problem is Drake let it get stepped on. Drake, and this is like like when people talk about missteps in the rap battle, this is like the biggest misstep. Family Matters drops probably like not. It's not even worth mentioning Family Matters too much, because the round is completely lost at this point, because Family Matters. Does Meet the Grams drops 10 minutes later, and it completely dismantles fucking the hype and anything that Drake's Red Button had. Like, the song obviously addresses all his family, his immediate family, that you see from Adonis, Dennis, and his mom, and including the alleged daughter. And this, again, I'll talk about it, because like, I'll talk about it, matter of fact, when I get to the hard part 6. But the alleged daughter, obviously, again, everything's either all true or all false. Again, I'm treating everything as all false. But there is a talking point I do want to address with that when I get to the hard part 6, which I will right now. No, I gotta go not like this. But obviously, that round's completely just shattered because Drake let it happen. Because obviously there's something that Drake says in the hard part 6 that he could have done that night. Drake was up that night. He responded on Instagram. Meet the Grams just completely fucks over his release. Kendrick wins that round. If we're going Family Matters versus Meet the Grams, Meet the Grams. Now we go to Not Like Us. Obviously, Not Like Us, Certified Lover Boy, Certified Pedophiles. I mean, what is it? Again, another round. What is there to talk about? That is a hit banger. It's still in the top 10 of the charts currently. I think it's going to be number 2 next week or this week. There's nothing really to talk about. It's kind of like that song has made follow Drake since his time with Wayne. Drake is like that chameleon. He did good for years, Linda. And Drake managed to like turn from Drake is the type of guy to he transformed from that to Drake, where everybody loves him for the most part. And now he's back into the clown again. Like it's cool to make fun of Drake again. Like Drake worked so hard to get himself from that, but now it's cool. So and it shows like what every release he does. Like, well, at least it's the newest release he just dropped with Sexy Red. Like, I didn't hear the song yet. I want to hear it. I'm going to hear it because I do like Sexy. I'm not like this overcritical person that has to like be overly impressed. That's the winner, obviously, because the Hard Part 6 is like a depressing thing to listen to, because you can hear kind of like Drake is defeated when he raps, and whether Drake is kind of like over like, well, first of all, Drake he gets mad kind of like at the pedo angle, and he kind of tries to be like, oh, I knew you were going to do that. It was like, no, nigga, you told the nigga to do it, and he did it. Whether you wanted him to or not, like, obviously, you try to downplay it on Taylor Made Freestyle by slightly talking about it, but then, like, when a nigga kind of, like, come at you like that, now it's like, I'm not a pedophile. I didn't do it. It's like, you gotta take it on the chin. You kind of asked for it. Like, you was playing around, dating a nigga 1 minute now, it's too much. It's like, nah. And what he said? Nah, not this time. Like, you gotta see this one through, and Drake didn't. It's kind of like when Drake gets in the competition. I think this is gonna be Drake's last rap battle. I don't think we ever gonna see Drake in a rap battle again after this one. And also back to the point I was trying to make about the Meet the Grams and Fallon versus Fallon Harris thing. Like, he tried to claim he gave Kendrick the info. The problem is with that narrative is that you were up when Meet the Grams dropped. You let Meet the Grams fuck over your entire release. You let the song live instead of addressing it like how you addressed the daughter thing on Instagram. Like, you addressed it like, oh, where's my daughter? Like, since that release, and not only that, he tried to claim about the pitch stuff in the picture was he put on him. Like, it's kind of like trying to do damage control afterwards. And even since then, Kendrick's kind of stood on the part that the daughter is there. That's why I say either I'm going to treat all as true or false, because we really don't know. Don't know, because Kendrick's on his side is doubling down. Drake's on his side claiming that, you know, he gave Kendrick the info. But the problem with Drake's side is Drake has never shown anything to lead credibility to that. Whereas Kendrick had this random Ebony King something that posted that he has the items that are in the picture. Like, I've been waiting for the mystery reveal for it to be like, haha, it was me all along, Drizzy Drake. But like, nah, it's just some random guy on the internet. And it's just like, that's why it leads more credibility to, okay, there are some skeletons in Drake's side, on Drake's side that you may or may not be able to prove. And then as far as the whole proving the daughter thing, I don't think it's worth it. Because if this little girl is real, it's like you guys would harass her. Like, even people found a random ass little girl. I think her name was, I don't remember her name, but it was something Kendrick rapped about. Some random ass girl. And then she was about a random 11-year-old, and then they tried to be like, oh, this is Drake's daughter. So, like, why would you bring that treatment that you gave to that little girl onto another little girl, if it is just so happen to be true? So, In this round, obviously, you had to give it to Not Like Us. This is Not Like Us was more direct, fun record. Hard Part 6 was more depressing, and he just was defeated. He even waved the right flag on the record, so it's like you can't really give it to Drake on that one. But be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you guys do have any counterpoints, or probably because counterpoints, anything you want to add to who you believe won this battle. Drop it in the comments. Be sure to let me know. Thank you.